Hi friends, welcome back. Let's discuss today on the pharmaceutical industry, an overview of Indian scenario. As you all know, India is the largest provider of generic drugs globally. Indian pharmaceutical sector supplies over 50% of global demand for various vaccines, 40% of generic demand in the US and 25% of all medicine in the UK. That way, India enjoys an important position in the global pharmaceutical sector. The country also has a large pool of scientists and engineers with a potential to steer the industry ahead to greater heights. Presently, over 80% of the antiretroviral drugs used globally to combat the AIDS, which is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, are supplied by Indian pharmaceutical firms. If you see the market size, Indian pharmaceutical sector is expected to grow to $100 billion, while medical device market is expected to grow only $25 billion by 2025. Pharmaceuticals export from India stood at $20.7 billion in the financial year 2020. Pharmaceutical export include bulk drugs, intermediates, drug formulations, biologicals, Ayush and herbal products, and surgicals. India's biotechnology industry comprising biopharmaceuticals, bioservices, bioagriculture, bioindustry, and bioinformatics is expected to grow at an average growth rate of around 30% year on year to reach $100 billion by 2025. Then India's domestic pharmaceutical market, if you see, is expected to reach 1.4 lakh crore in 2019, up 9.8% year on year from 129,015 crores in 2018. That's the size of the market. If you see the investments, the Indian cabinet has given its nod for the amendment of existing foreign direct investment policy in the pharmaceutical sector in order to allow FDI up to 100% under the automatic route for manufacturing medical sector. Then the drugs and pharmaceutical sector attracted cumulative FDI inflow worth $16.5 billion between April 2000 and March 2020, according to the data released by the DPIIT, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. See the recent developments, if you see, in May 2020, Jubilant Generics Limited entered into a non-exclusive licensing agreement with US-based Gilead Sciences Incorporated to manufacture and sell potential COVID-19 drug remdesivir in 129 countries, including India. Indian pharmaceutical industry's export to the US will get a boost as branded drugs worth $55 billion will come off patent during 17 and 19. And that's the huge market. And off patent during, once it becomes off patent, then the drugs can always be sold as generic drugs at a very well reduced price. So if you see the road ahead, medicine spending in India is projected to grow 9 to 12% over the next 5 years, leading India to become one of the top 110 countries in terms of medicine spending. Then generally, the pharmaceutical industry is important because when it discovers a new drug, it is a major source of medical innovation. It is also a heavily regulated industry. The prescription drug market is currently divided into two categories: branded or patented, or generic or off-patented. Branded drugs are patented drugs and the generics are off-patented. Now, when the company is awarded a license, discovers a new drug, when it files a patent, the company is awarded a license for 20 years to exclusively sell the drug. That's why it is very expensive. Exclusivity is provided to recoup research and development expenses incurred during the development of drug. Generics are off-patented drugs. They are bioequivalent in terms of dosage, form, strength, quality, effect, intended use, side effects, and route of administration to the branded drugs. A route of administration is the way medication is introduced to a site in a patient. This could be oral, intravenous, intramuscular, nebulizer, and topical. A few of the leading generic drugs are acetaminophen or paracetamol, alprazolam, amoxicillin, aspirin, acetyl salicylic acid, azithromycin, diclofenac. A drug generally has two names, as we have just discussed. Generic name, which will have only a molecular formula, then a brand name, the company's proprietary trademark used for marketing. Patented drugs are patented by an innovator company, whereas generics are with a generic name and usually available at a very less price. Branded drugs are either patented or generics marketed under a company's specific name, and that's why they are interchangeably used across the country. You see the overview of pharma industry. India is today recognized as one of the leading global players in pharmaceuticals. Globally, the Indian pharmaceutical industry ranks 4th in terms of volume and 13th in terms of value, and produces 20 to 24% of the world's generic drug. Internationally recognized as amongst the lowest cost producers of drugs. Indian pharma industry is around 40,000 crore and is rising around 17% per annum. If you see the top 10 pharma companies, Pfizer, we have base in India, Novartis, you have base in India, AstraZeneca, you have base in India, Roche, you have base in India, J&J, Merck, Abbott, all these companies, they have base in India. And these are all very popular. And in India, if you see Indian industries, public sector undertakings, Hindustan Organic Chemical, Hindustan Insecticides, IDPL, Hindustan Antibiotics Limited, Smith Street Pharmaceuticals, Bengal Chemicals, Bengal Immuno Limited. And if you see joint sector where the state and center, both of them having Rajasthan Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, Orissa Drugs and Chemicals, Karnataka Antibiotics and Pharmaceuticals, Maharashtra Antibiotics and Pharmaceuticals, Manipur State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals. And when it comes to state government wholly owned, you have IDPL Tamil Nadu and Bihar Drugs and Organic Chemicals. If you see the sampling that includes antipyretics reducing for fever, analgesics reducing pain, anti-malarial for treating malaria, antibiotics for inhibiting the germ growth, antiseptics, prevention of germ growth near burns, cuts and wounds, then mood stabilizers, call them lithium or valproamide, hormone replacements in Premarin, then oral contraceptives in Enovid, biphasic pill and triphasic pill. Stimulants, we have methylphenidate and amphetamine. And then tranquilizers, you have meprobamatase, chloropromazine, reserpine, chlorodiazepoxide, diazepam, and alprazolam. And the statins, you have lovastatin, rovastatin, and simvastatin. That's all about a brief overview of pharmaceutical industry. Thanks for watching.